What's up, everyone?
Everyone's sorely disappointed to not see Shawn and Lacey.
Obviously
I
not Shawn
mean,
and
I know
Lacey.
if I got on my computer at 8 p.m. and then I looked on there and saw Luke and Pat, doesn't get much worse, but you know.
We're here nonetheless. Long day in the office, but now we get to chill at Shawn and Lacey's house. Shawn, Lacey, I did heat up both of your what are these called?
The California
Pizza Kitchen
pizzas,
pizzas.
go
So
on.
we did have that. That was our dinner tonight. So
I'll reload you before you get back. Don't worry.
thanks for being here with us. Shawn and Lacey are on an EP visit to Fort Worth, Texas, with our very good friend James Taylor. I'm assuming they're tuning in. So hi James, hi Tamika. Yes, I know you don't like the place I picked for Dallas. I'm sorry, but they're down there having a good time. What are they doing?
I mean, they're getting all the knowledge in the world at this point. I mean, I know what it's like to be with Shawn and Lacey every day, so like I know how just having that whole day kind of thing. Again, I know a lot of people walk away just from the workshops and they're like overwhelmed, right?
Yeah.
So imagine just being with them nonstop for a whole day.
We just had a new BDC member sign up, and he was like, "Oh, I'm in the Fort Worth area," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's he." Like, I was on the phone with him yesterday. His name is Chase, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're literally going to be there tomorrow." And he was like, "Oh, what are they doing?" I was like, "Well, one," I said, "Why do you ask?" But I was kind of the one telling him, so I was like, "Funny enough, they are there for our James and Tamika are our highest level of client that we have. It's our executive partnership." And so part of the offering they get is Shawn and Lacey come to their place of business 3 times a year, and it can be whatever they need. It can be just a mastermind session. It can be, we want you to come to our office and see the flow, walk through, just help train our staff. It can be any number of things. So that's where Shawn and Lacey are, and obviously we're here now. Couple announcements. Take it away, Patty.
Oh, I get to take all the announcements. Let's see. We got a few things. I'm sure if anyone's been on Instagram at all for the last few days, you've seen Michael Chandler make his announcement, doing an incredible mastermind, the Resiliency Mastermind with Chandler, Shawn,
That's
and
gonna be
Lacey
awesome.
in Nashville.
I mean, did I plan that in about 1 week? Yes. So, no, it's gonna be sweet.
I might get to go to that one. We'll see.
Are
I might go to Nashville and
Drive
bounce over,
down?
see our Everbowl in Chattanooga. We got stuff everywhere. Like, we gotta, travel every once in a while. Luke gets to go to most places, but
Dave Pascal, give me a rating on the beard. What do you guys think of the beard? I'm kind of trying this out, and I'm just saying this in between announcements right here. Resiliency Mastermind. If you haven't signed up, the resiliencymastermind.com. That's a day and a half, 2 days with Shawn, Lacey, and of course the man Michael Chandler.
Such a good dude.
I cannot wait for him to fight again, and I cannot tell you, like, I feel like I haven't had an adrenaline rush like that since I watched his last fight. Like,
the whole team lost their voice.
insane.
The whole team lost their voice and couldn't speak for 3 days after that fight. The whole time. I've never screamed at a TV like that, and I get pretty emotional during any sporting event.
Yeah, so we'll see. Oh, all right.
We got Bobby at the helm, so
Obviously,
some crazy
who's on the
stuff's
track.
going down.
You know who's on the track today, Bobby, of course.
Which Bobby with Pat and Luke doing this is a recipe for disaster. But
we do love Riot, but our sponsor of this week's episode is Inherent. So thank you, Bobby, for giving them the pre shout out.
Everyone gets a shout out.
Other announcement is Sales Revenue Profit, which is in Dallas, Texas, and it's March 15th and 16th.
Yep.
So if you're not signed up for that, that's going to be incredible, and we're lining up our special guests as we speak. So that's going to be a lot of fun. If you haven't got your ticket for that, get on board there.
Can't wait. Do we have anything else?
I think that's our only announcements.
Nothing else? It's cold in Indiana.
Thank you, LaShawn.
I don't know if it's cold where everybody else is, but what's up? Oh, look at that.
And Bobby.
Bobby Delude. James is here helping too. What's up, guys? We got the whole team here doing the thing.
So you obviously know every time we do team style, production's not as good. It's a little more relaxed, but we want you to come with your questions if you have any questions for the team. But that's what the topic today is kind of all about. We want to give you guys. James is even here. We got all 4 of us in this room. We want to give you guys kind of the tips and strategies that we've learned being on this team. things that we use as a team. Um, the very first thing that we have, and I think that every good team needs, starts with culture. Pat, I don't know. Talk about our team culture. What do you think defines, I don't know, like BDC as a team? How do you feel coming into work every day?
Uh, I don't feel like I'm coming to work, which is an amazing thing to feel. Um, it's funny, we've created a family. I think we're all so close, which is crazy. You know, obviously James has been here probably the longest at this point, probably getting close to 4 years, past 4 years.
Damn,
I know
it's
Lukey's
all
been here
grown.
over 3 years. I've been with him over 3 years. Even Bobby, who hasn't been here that long. I mean, hell, I see Bobby 20 times a week. I feel like Bobby gets it. Bobby, you know, Bobby's always around. So again, we're all so close. We even text when we're not at work. So I mean, that's to me that doesn't happen with a lot of places. I know some people are like that, but to me, the family element I think that we've created is incredible. And again, that all starts at the top with Shawn and Lacey. That's what they want. They embrace, our significant others and make sure that we have what we need at home and we're able to do those other things. Um, no, Nate, Pat doesn't work. Pat's just really good at making it look like he works. But again, that's a skill set right there. Being able to make it this long and faking it and making it, that's impressive. It really is.
One of the things I think of when Sean and Lacey talk about community, usually they're referring to the community of BDC. They've obviously built a community, and BDC has its own culture, has its own heartbeat. It is now its own kind of living thing, and they do the best to continue to keep that culture positive. But it's ultimately up to the community, and because it's a community of like-minded individuals who are all kind of seeking the same goals and dreams, it does make for a positive environment. In the same way, I feel like they try to do that, and we try to do that every single day with us as an internal team. And it's almost not that it's almost more important, but like if we're not in lockstep with each other, or if there's I don't I don't know how to say like not like bad blood, but just like if we didn't all like have the same goals and mission and mindset, like we would not be as effective as we are. Like or like we would be hindering ourselves from being the most effective we can be. I guess I'll say it that way.
Yep.
Um, so that's where like I feel like we truly do. I know we've added two girls to the team recently, but like I mean like for a while I literally described it kind of like we're like a band of brothers. Like this is like my kind of like my home away from home, like my extended family almost because we were just like all so like tight and close. Um, and we still are. And now we
Yeah.
just have two remote
Which is
women on the
fun.
West Coast, our
Yeah.
West Coast women
And when we have our workshops, we get to see them. I think it's
get to
great. We
check
love it.
in.
It's fantastic. I
It's
love it.
awesome. So I feel like everything on our team, it all starts with culture, from hiring, communication. Pat mentioned the family aspect. One example I even think of, I know I mentioned hiring. When Sean was hiring for a position not too long ago, he was actually looking for his assistant. He was having us conduct the hiring. Do you
Yeah.
remember?
Yep.
So we he would like we maybe he wrote the ad, but like he kind of crafted this ad, and then he had us take all the leads, and he said I don't even want to hear from them unless they pass through you first. So it's like you have a conversation, you almost conduct like the entry interview, and all he said was they need to fit our culture. Like Luke, like make sure they fit our culture. If they don't even pass that sniff test, then it's not even worth my time. Like it's not even worth our hire. Like because he knew that was the most important. And how awesome is that too? Even like as like the leader to give that to your employee, because like I felt empowered. I was like, oh my gosh, I almost get to like
Mm-hmm.
not that I get to make the hire, but it's like wow, I get to like have a good say into like who even comes onto the team.
Yeah.
And then we got Megan, and it's all. I'm just kidding.
Megan
Just
handles it
kidding.
all now, which is nice. That was something I was trying to help with originally when I first joined, trying to figure out what it was that we needed. And again, they hire people, not roles, all the time. So sometimes it is getting somebody in and figuring out maybe where you're going to place them. But that's why it's so important because I fit right into the culture right away. So it was like, okay, this part works. Whereas it then Pat can fill in and help out with things. So
And literally, when it comes to that role, you could not find someone probably more perfect than Megan. So that was dream hire number one.
yeah, and again, we knew her, so that I mean that she was a part of BDC for so long. That was great. Even with Jane, the same thing, and then I guess Bobby as well. Like they're all part of BDC. Like that's a pretty easy fit.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry guys, I'm like going back and forth between notes and like comments. So if you're saying anything, I might need a little extra help. But West Coast whim. See, that's what I'm talking about. Um, and then just a couple other things we wanted to hit on tonight's episode before we give away $400 because we are doing that.
Absolutely.
Um, oh, we have a question.
We welcome questions too.
We do welcome questions.
Whether
all
we
night.
can answer them or not, I don't know.
Who's it
but,
from? Just so I can scroll. I need to hire an executive assistant. Ooh, sweet. To manage the virtual assistants. How in a tiny South Georgia town do I find someone qualified with work ethic and skills? Um, I'm speaking from Shawn and Lacey's method, but they are member at several different like clubs, and so they like. Do you have someone in your life that you like see on a regular basis? I don't know if it's like someone at your, I'll say like church or someone at your, um, like kids school, teacher. I don't know, mentor in that way. That you like see like has like good work ethic, or like a restaurant that you frequent. Um, I know that's how they've
Yeah.
hired like that's how they kind of found Pat. Like they're obviously a member at a country club. Pat's the one of the managers at the country club. They see him working hard every single night, putting out fires, and so they're like, wow, that's the type of person, that's the type of skill set that we want in a person. If only we could kind of pluck him out of this environment and put him into ours, would be the perfect fit. Um, I guess that'd be my. I don't know if you have any answer to this, but
No,
like
I
that'd be
mean,
my
again,
advice.
yeah,
Like
that's
seek out people that you see on a regular basis that, that have that
100%.
skill set.
Yeah, they love. I mean, obviously, they love people in that space and in the restaurants as well. They're so used to balancing, so many things, and they probably got 20 other things they're doing that aren't related to their job that they're still going to take care of. Um, so yeah, that's obviously the best avenue. Again, I know if it's a smaller place, maybe there's a local grocery store anywhere. Maybe you've seen somebody for a while that's working hard. You may have to scout some of that out. Obviously, with not as big of a talent pool to pick from, but there's always somebody somewhere.
The one answer is don't do don't do nothing. Like do something, even if it is like if if you think Indeed is silly, it's not. Um, maybe it's not ideal for you, but like still putting out an ad on Indeed and like trying to find local people, you can find someone who, if you like empower them and kind of cast your vision to them, can fill that role well. Um, I said
Definitely,
like
yeah.
almost when I hired on, it's like once you have a job working for an entrepreneur, it's like it's so different than any other job, at least that I've ever had prior to this. It's like you never want to do anything different. Um, so maybe something about that, even if it's just an Indeed ad, would be refreshing to the right person.
Hmm. Hopefully that answered it.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it did. We don't know. Um, not yet, Robbie. Thank you. Um, I feel like just a couple more things that Shawn and Lacey obviously talk about. These two next things we're going to talk about a lot. So it is a big part of our culture because they talk about it, but maybe you want to hear our version of it.
Hmm.
So the first one is student of the calendar.
Huge. It's funny how this is kind of adapted too, because even when we first started doing it to the way we do it now, it's so much easier now. I mean, we used to spend probably 30 minutes of our hour-long team meeting every Monday just on the calendar alone. Now, sometimes we do spend more time because we're talking about certain things within it, and then we kind of, expand on those things. But now, hell, we can knock it out in a minute if we need to.
And
Um,
maybe this is your first time hearing this, so let's just give everybody like the, if this is your first time hearing what we mean by student of the calendar, it is this. So everyone on our team has a day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then weekends. There's um, there's 7 of us on the team, and then one person looks for like duplicates or looks for other things, but we'll get to that later. But everyone on the team has a day.
mhm.
They are to monitor that day of the week on Shawn and Lacey's calendar. This is what I'm referring to. Shawn and Lacey have a lot of coaching calls. They have a lot of events. They have a lot of flights. They have travel. They have so many different things that fill their weekly calendar. They don't have the time to see if something is slipping or anything like that. So we're all assigned a day.
They're working the calendar on.
Yeah,
Well,
they're the one. Yeah, they're the ones actually doing it. So we're all assigned a day, and for the next 4 weeks, we have to make sure that that day is clear of any obstructions, if there's any like logistical issues.
Hmm.
Um, Shawn can't get a haircut in Naples if he's in Indianapolis. That doesn't make sense. Therefore, the calendar is wrong. It needs to be fixed. Um, that's a silly example, but there's several things like that that we just have to make sure all line up. Everything can get to where they are, especially like I said, everyone's busy at the end of the year, but they're traveling so much.
Hmm.
Are all their flights are in there? Are all their hotels in the calendar? So we
And
all have our day that we pick apart.
and they're still trying to be efficient. Even if they are traveling for the day, we don't just go take everything off there. It's like, hey, they've got an hour in the airport. Can we get a call in between that time? If they're landing, you can't put a call, even if it's 10 minutes maybe after they land. Sometimes it takes 20, 30 minutes to get off the airplane. So, all those tiny little things
And that's the
make a big
benefit.
difference.
That's the benefit of doing it 4 weeks out, so that you're not catching it. You're you should almost never be catching anything major last minute. Like if there's like a last minute, oh, we need to cancel this, then like it slipped. Because we're looking 4 weeks out, we know that like during this week, this is the book yourself solid challenge. It happens from 12 to 2, 5 days in a row. If there was a call still slotted at 1 p.m. the week before, like that's an issue. And like that person shouldn't have to be surprised by, oh wait, do I have to move? Like why am I just now hearing about this? This has been on the calendar. So that's also the benefit of doing it 4 weeks out, is that it never gets missed, and we're always 4 weeks ahead, so that nothing gets missed like that.
Yeah, and then that also makes those 4 weeks set up properly. So if there is, hey, let's say last minute, Sean's got to fly out somewhere and talk, or hey, something changes and all of a sudden they need to be somewhere else. We know that, hey, that 5 p.m. on that 2 Fridays from then is open. We know immediately if we need to switch something, we have that open. I mean, that's just convenient. And honestly, if we didn't have that, we'd be a mess. So,
Jennifer White
massive.
just asked, well, she said, talk about how you guys get bonused. So that's actually so funny because we're gonna get to that. Let's talk about the next point, and then there are four things we get bonused on. I guess we'll just do it now.
Yeah.
What are the four things we get bonus on, Pat? This is also what's asked every Monday on our weekly meeting. Shawn opens up. He says, "Good morning, you hoodlums." Um, and then he'll call out one of us. Maybe the one that looks. It's almost like the teacher, like trying to spot the kid that they think doesn't have the answer, and then maybe they actually do. But they'll say, "Bobby, what do we get bonused for?" In this case, I'm going to say, "Pat, what do we get bonused for?"
Student of the calendar, which we just did.
Being a student of our calendar.
Logging everything in ClickUp, which is what we're going to do next. Not lying to ourselves. I'm going to see if Bobby knows the fourth one.
Wah, wah,
Bobby's really good at this one
wah.
too. That's why I was hoping he knew. He Bobby's usually early, which I love. I'm
Being
not.
on
You don't
time.
need to be 20 minutes early to be on time, but yes,
So
being
Jennifer,
on time.
that's our criteria for being bonused is, and they switched that, like I think it's been like 2 years ago. Our bonuses were, I'll say, like performance based. Like when we're at an event, it's almost like related to the metric, which isn't a bad way to bonus. Like you sell above what we are supposed to sell, you guys get a piece of the bonus. You guys did a good job. They switched kind of the mentality behind the bonus, instead of like performance, to almost like daily disciplines. So it's like, are we doing the things on a daily basis to get us to where we want to perform, instead of just measuring the performance itself, if that makes sense. So if we're showing up on time every single day, if we are not lying to ourselves, which is like making up stories of basically like why we're not doing things, or making up excuses and of why we're underperforming, basically. If we're logging everything we're doing in ClickUp, and if we're being a student of our calendar, then we are set up to perform exceptionally well as a team, and therefore the results will show, and that's where we get bonused on.
Which again is a great segue into ClickUp
Yeah.
because again, Shawn and Lacey are in Naples half the year, so it is us making sure that we do all these things on a day-to-day basis, even when they're not here. So if we get in that regular, mode of doing that all the time, it's not going to be any different whether they're here or not. Um, so that's why I think it's so important to be able to do it. Plus, they can see what it is that we're accomplishing every day we can say, hey, I did 42 things, but if you didn't put it in ClickUp, Shawn's gonna be like, but did you do those things? Um, so it's great. It just gives that accountability at the end of the day. Plus the communication within ClickUp for all of us that are sharing tasks. And again, we're trying, you got 3 or 4 different people working 80 different things. It's good to keep all that communication and all that information in one place. Nobody wants to go back and look at their text messages from 6 months ago, try and figure stuff out.
Right. And once again, maybe this is probably not the case, but if anyone is hearing the word ClickUp for the first time, it's just it's our task manager. It's a task manager for a team, and it is where we put in all the tasks that we do, either one off or recurring weekly. That like basically monitors the progress of like how things get done. So Pat mentioned Shawn and Lacey are in Naples half the year. This is maybe your situation isn't like this, but ours is, where our bosses don't have eyes on us for 6 months out of the year. So they still need to know that things are getting done, and basically like they shouldn't have to call us or check in. They should just be able to see or get notifications on ClickUp that like, wow, this is what Luke got done today, and I can see that because he like monitored it. He did the levels and like put it through ClickUp. So that's that, and it's I thought that was John Lacey. And that's why that's like important for like that is a huge part of our team culture, and probably more battles have been fought on the hill of ClickUp in our team than maybe anything else, especially with me. So
Yeah. But I love ClickUp. For me, it's been great. It's really helped me kind of stay focused on, especially for like reoccurring tasks, but even stuff that's like 3 months down the road. I mean, I'm booking some things out for Shawn Lacey 8 months down the road, and I can put it in my calendar what else, but ClickUp's great about reminding and all those little things and all those little details. Maybe I remembered what the date was, but maybe the information and who I talked to and any kind of follow up I need to do, all that stuff's kept in there. It saves it even after you finish doing stuff. I love ClickUp. It's fantastic.
So, Dr. Pascal, I see your question. So he says, since your bonus definition changed, how do you feel that impacted you? So, and I was just kind of thinking about this. For me, like metrics are so easy to see, whereas like disciplines, like they are a little bit more, I'll say gray. Um, so like when it was like an exact number of like sales or like dollars in, everybody know like that is a black and white. Like here's the line, and like I'm gonna make it very clear. Once we exceed this line, you guys get bonus. Like that's so much easier to say when we didn't get bonus. It's easier to be like, okay, I see like why we didn't get that because we didn't hit the line. Same as if we did hit it. Logging everything you do in ClickUp, being a student in your calendar, not lying to yourselves because they're daily disciplines. Um, maybe depending on the day, you're sometimes better at it or sometimes not.
Hmm.
There are days that I am absolutely awful at ClickUp, and it's kind of like laughable. Um, I think there's days that I'm like pretty good at it. Maybe no one would agree, but same with like being a student in your calendar. Like this week there was like not a single thing I missed, and I made sure everything happened, the way it should be. Um, maybe one week we missed something, and there's a little bit of like a panic. In my mind, sometimes it's a little harder to measure, but it is so much fun getting rewarded and like getting bonused when like they see effort and when they go out of their way to say, "Hey," because it's more subjective. It almost is more meaningful when they say, "I'm going to bonus you because I noticed that you did not let anything slip in student the calendar, and you did a really good job keeping us on track, or you went above and beyond in like putting everything through ClickUp." Like that's almost more meaningful because maybe they didn't have to, where it's not that hard like black and white number, because they could have pointed out the one thing that we did wrong. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think that was well said. Um, Again, I just love ClickUp so much because it helps me. I when I was younger, I was super disorganized. So as I've gotten older, obviously I've changed my processes and made things the way they should be. But even for us, like when we have to travel for events, our whole normal week changes. But that doesn't change all the stuff in ClickUp. So even if there's some things maybe that we did miss, it's still in there to remind me, hey, take care of these things when we get back. Obviously, there's time changes and all those other things if we're traveling out west. Um, so again, yeah, I think it's better because it keeps everybody else on task all the time, and we're maybe not as just focused on events or certain things. And like you said, the black and white, hit these markers. It's more of a hey, every day we need to make sure we're doing our thing because that just makes us better when it does come down to having to host events and do things. Everyone's just on point, even more so I think than we were before.
And it's just the natural, just one more thing on it. It's just the natural development of a business. Like there was a time when we didn't maybe have to use ClickUp to the same extreme when it's Shawn and Lacey and James and myself. Like there's almost like you're all so close, like everything's being talked out and like worked through. We have like they're running and maybe at the time we don't have as many clients.
Yep.
Like when you level up your game and like make more money in business and you're like serving more people, like it becomes even more important that like nothing gets missed. Like our team is so much more bigger. There are like we have people that are remote. Like it's not only important, but it is like necessary. Like things can't be the way they were, and that's a good thing.
Yep.
Like that just means we're growing and there's just maybe growing pains isn't even the wrong word. It's just like growing necessities that like come with
Yep.
building your team.
You have to adapt. I see Nikki Cotta said, I hate the new ClickUp. I hated the new 3.0 too, but you can go into settings and change it back to 2.0, which is the best. You can do it on your phone and on the computer. You got to do them separate, but you can change it back. If you can't figure it out, let me know. I'll make a loom
I think
and I'll
even
put it on. I can make a loom anyways and put it in BDC. But yeah, 3.0, disaster. Josh Matthews is going to have to make a call on our behalf to ClickUp about that. But 2.0, much better. I don't know what they were doing. It didn't go well, but that's okay.
The final thing we wanted to talk about is just business principles that we've learned from Shawn and Lacey that we're implementing in our lives. Do we want to do that and then money, or money and then our final point?
You're in charge, Luke. I'm
What do you
just
say,
here so I
Bobby?
don't get fined.
I say let's do money and then final.
All right, money it is. You guys, we won't keep you waiting. We won't bore you with our weird stories. So we'll give away money right now. We got $400 coming to a lucky Black Diamond Club and or Book Yourself Solid member as long as you were on to claim it. Dr. Pascal says money. Catherine Fraser says money. Here we go. We're spinning.
Big money, no whammies.
Mark Mick Cook.
Let's go.
You've won $400. All you got to do
we
is
gotta give
claim
Mark
it.
a little extra time. Bobby's over there quick on the trigger. Hey, this is the smoothest show Bobby's had so far, though. Albeit James is sitting next to him helping.
No, he's not.
This is much smoother.
No.
Mark.
All on my own.
Mark, are you here? Skip, do you know Mark McCook? I don't think I'm familiar with this. What?
McCook's better than I thought it was.
McCook me up a McDouble.
Ooh. We had a couple
Mark.
McDoubles today. Thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, we had
You're
some.
welcome.
Bobby's our resident McDonald's expert.
Bobby's had more McDonald's than everybody on this live combined. Most likely.
And that is something I'm not proud of, but yes.
I don't see what's wrong with that. That's all right.
Mark, you did not win $400, but you will be shamed in a Facebook post tonight. So you have that to look forward to.
I might wait till the morning.
On to the next draw.
Fred McFried. I like that. Skippy.
Julie, I can sense it's coming your way, Dr. Julie.
Ooh.
We going? We are
Adam
drawing Adam
Mead.
Mead. Sorry, we had a little bit of a delay. Adam Mead. You win $400.
400.
Adam.
I'm telling you though, I don't think Pat's ever given away anything. Ever. I don't know if I've picked a winner.
I have. And it's going to be Adam.
Every time I'm on, doesn't happen. I think from now on, Pat will do a separate Pat's pork giveaway. I'm going to give away 30 pounds of fresh pork from the farm and $100.
Aaron,
So I feel I can give something away. Yeah, I gave Bobby some. James's family loves it.
Aaron says that Adam's been called multiple times. Do you recognize this name?
I kind of do.
Okay. Okay, once again, he's also gonna get shamed in a Facebook post. But I mean, if your name's getting
I'm
drawn
telling you, I
multiple
can't pick a
times,
winner. I'm bad luck.
All right, we
Dude.
Bad juju when Pat's on here.
got 2 more.
$400. What would you do if you won $400?
What would I do? My wife would probably buy another animal. That's what would happen. I'd have to hide it.
Bro. For
I'd
me,
call
it's-
Shank and we'd put it on a parlay. That's what would happen.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
We might have broke the curse.
Oh, and she's on.
Bro, I literally
Julie
said,
Bronze.
Let's go, Julie.
Julie, I called that. I mean, I don't want to feel like I get a piece, but I mean, I kind of.
I mean,
Let's go.
winner, pork dinner.
Ladies and
Dude.
gentlemen, this
Funny enough-
is
Okay,
the
there she is.
main
I was like, funny
event
enough,
of the evening. And now,
Let's go. Julie, we're so happy for you.
Bobby's over here hitting the wrong buttons, but he's just so excited. He just, he had to do it.
Hey, she won some money.
Winner, and I heard that this $400 is coming directly from Bobby's pocket this week.
She literally said up here, what did she say? What's her quote? She was like, she was like, it's already, I am ready to claim my money.
Before we picked, do we
That's
like the
like-
digital canasta? Have we figured out? Do people
Yeah, we
miss the
like
old
it.
one?
Oh,
Are we half and half? Do we like the new one too?
Dude, she said I'm ready to claim my money, and she claimed it. That's awesome. Julie, congrats.
Let's go.
I'll send that to you. Yeah, just how about we just keep this up there as a reminder to everybody. Yeah, she claimed her money. Awesome job. We're gonna send you that. Okay, last thing. We've talked about our team culture, how important it is that we're all like definitely family feel. We all have the same mindset when it comes to growing everything like that. Student calendar, ClickUp. This is one that I don't know if people ask you this all the time, but people ask me this. I feel like a lot, like at events, business owners that are in the room, they're obviously learning so many lessons from Shawn and Lacey. So people will come up to me and they'll say, what lessons do you learn from Shawn and Lacey? Like business lessons. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so many I couldn't even begin where to tell you. But this is the difference between you and me, is you are better in the position to like implement what you're learning. Whereas yes, I'm around them all the time. Yes, I absorb their information all the time. We listen to both podcasts every single week. We, are kind of flies on the walls for their coaching calls, different things like that. But we're at the end of the day, we're still 9 to 5 employees. We're not the ones who actually like our welfare and our business like relies on us being the business owner operator that is like implementing the thing like the strategy word for word. So, but not to say there's literally like there's no lessons I can learn, but I almost like painted a picture like I'd be like it was as if Shawn said to me like was telling me all these different tricks about like having a boat and how to like put out an anchor and how to like steer and navigate this boat, and I'm just like that's going to be so helpful to me when I get a boat. But right now I simply don't have a boat. I'm just a lukey, and this and I know this will serve me, and we're going to talk about how it already kind of is. But basically the question is, what is the biggest or just some business advice tips that you've learned while working for Shawn and Lacey? Biggest life lessons, business lessons, what have you?
Well, as I see on there, yes, Luke is a massive influencer. Now, I don't even know if he's going to be with us in a year from now. He's going to be more famous than any of us put together, but we'll let him finish with that. Yeah, now he's got this beard, which is my fault for telling him to grow the beard out. So now he's better looking than he was before too. So, but for me, I guess it helped a little bit. Again, I've seen you buy your house and James, you buy his house. I know Shawn and Lacey always touch on this. They love seeing what it is that we're able to do. But for me, at least, obviously directly, I am an employee of theirs too. But a lot of the negotiation skills and things Shawn has taught me personally has helped a lot. At least for things that I'm overseeing for him. I think the number one thing for me that's helped is the tax side and understanding how to create just an LLC and some of these other little things. Obviously, my wife's in real estate, so she's, hers is completely different. But being able to figure out some things on the tax side, I also own a farm, which I created an LLC for. We sell some stuff and do some things there. So I've been able to get really creative with some things that we do when it comes to that I would have never done before Shawn and Lacey. So even those things alone have been massive for me. Obviously, I love learning everything that they teach you. There's more stuff than I could even comprehend, really. Um, and we're so lucky. I think that's part of it too. We're with them all the day and all the time, and we forget that people pay a lot of money just to be able to even talk to them an hour a week, um, let alone be with them 24/7. So again, all the knowledge you can try and soak up when you're around them, you have to. But no, I'd say the tax side and as far as what you do to create a business and all those other things has been the biggest benefit for me.
Yeah. In that sense, like you kind of reference it, like it's almost like the law of proximity. It's like almost the closer you are to something, not that you like take advantage of it, but like you forget that like what you have every single day is like a huge value to like other people who maybe don't have that every single day and want that.
Yeah.
Ashley, please, Ashley flatters me and I appreciate that. But that was gonna be my like the one piece that I've taken away is my wife and I it just started as a hobby and we truly didn't have any like goal with it off the bat. We just said this is something we want to do, which is just I don't know if you can even claim it a BDC principle. It's just like the most fundamental of all fundamental business principles is just like start doing the thing. And so we started not like we didn't have a goal in mind. We didn't really even have a vision, but we started and we stayed consistent and we kind of built a little bit of an audience. And now we're at the point I feel like where we can start to have a little fun with. We have been able to craft some offers. We've like I remember when we had our first like not like brand deal, but like paid event. I remember I told you about it because
So
I was like I'm
happy.
driving up to Chicago because I was like this place in Chicago said they wanted us to promote them, and we basically told them, look, like for people in Indy, we've been doing this for free. They would say come to our restaurant and make a reel, and we've been doing it for free. But when like the place in Chicago hit us up, I was like, well, it's not worth it to go to your restaurant, like to drive 3 hours away just to get a free meal. Like that's not worth it. But I was like, if you pay us money, we will. And they said yes. And we were kind of like, oh shoot, like people are willing to pay money to like for that like promotion and marketing that of someone they at least deem um like to have some sort of influence. Um, so we've started to do a little like a bunch more of that. We finally wrote up our like basically like media kit, which I'd never done before, and kind of had some help doing and advice from not only Shawn and Lacey but like people within BDC, because that's also part of the lessons don't just come from the people on stage but the people in the room. And I think Shawn and Lacey even tell you that all the time. Like you can learn just as much from the person sitting next to you and maybe have just as much guidance and help because they're also going through the same thing you are, um, than actually listening to like the the strategies you're learning from stage. All that to say, we're like just now too trying to like build our community and having things in our back pocket, like the things we get to work on a daily basis, like a ClickUp or like a we'll just say high level, like a way to manage clients. Like those things are almost invaluable when it comes to like knowing the right things to invest in or use when you're like building like a community, getting emails, getting people on your list so you can start to, and once I mean I literally sounds like Sean speaking right now. Get people on a list so you can start to build trust. You can start to make sales offers proportionate to the trust you've deserved. So you can ultimately start to like sell them, like they'll buy for you. They'll buy from you. Sorry. So I guess that's all in my soapbox there, but that's my biggest lesson, and they've been tremendous help in teaching me that.
Yeah, we get to be around Luke now and learn all these things.
I mean,
So I
please,
mean, and that's free. That's more free knowledge right there.
that's a blessing in itself.
But
Brad, can you? Brad says, "What is a Lukey? Can you use Lukey in a sentence?" Lukey's like your
it's a verb,
Lukey's like your
adjective,
alter.
noun,
Lukey's like the alter
curse word,
ego that
all of
you.
those things.
Lukey's the alter ego that you have a love-hate relationship with. So he's like the at best the life of the party, and at worst the worst part of the party, if that makes sense. And you never know which one you're really gonna get. So
It's kind of like Urkel, right? Sometimes you love him, sometimes you hate him, but you can't live without him kind of situation. That's Lukey.
that's a Lukey.
That's a Lukey. And we love Lukey. So Lukey does a lot of things. Lukey does a lot of things Pat can't do. So, I mean, I know that and appreciate that. James does a ton of things that I definitely don't know how to do. Bobby, I'm not sure yet. Bobby can do a lot of things that I can't do.
Guys, I feel like this is a special team moment right now. We're like we're talking about culture. We're with the team. We're like in front of all these people.
I would hope mom and dad would be proud of us.
I think, you know what? I think they are. I think, despite some of the rufflings that come up throughout the day, if people think, I mean, it honestly, working for entrepreneurs and like business owners like makes me so curious into like seeing into other people's businesses to wonder what like their day to day is, because I don't know, like obviously all of us, you see like the good and the bad, like the fun and the not so fun, but it is like overall I would not trade it for the world. Working for this team for the past over 3 years now for most of us.
Yeah, time flies.
It's crazy, it flies, but it's a ton of fun. And obviously you guys are a huge part of it. None of it would even be possible without you guys. So yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Julie, bronze, you won $400. I'm gonna send that to your way tonight if I can even muster up the strength to stay on the clock one more second. If not, you'll get it tomorrow. Anything else? Any last second? I don't know. Questions? Closing thoughts?
No, Torchios. I'll help you with the farm. I don't know what I'm doing either. We're just winging it, but you know.
Did we? Okay. What did we miss?
What were each of you doing when SNL found you?
Go ahead, Patty.
I know James isn't sitting here, but James was working for Delta, and his story is pretty incredible. So
Delta Airlines, not Delta
sorry,
Faucets.
Sorry. He'll have to tell his, for anybody that hasn't heard his story. I know a lot of you have. That's an awesome story. I just got to hear it like again the other week, and I loved it. And then Bobby was in Montana running a McDonald's and doing all kinds of other things. He's got his own podcast. He's still doing his own podcast thing, and he's here with us.
The name of his podcast is None of Your Business. See the connection?
Luke was Joel Osmond's right-hand man at the church.
That was my past life. My immediate past was I was selling windows. I was working for a window company.
Was it Anderson Windows? B Windows?
Champion Windows.
Champion Windows. Okay, I've heard of Champion Windows.
Yeah.
Pay somebody to go throw rocks at people's windows the night before?
No.
No.
But I was basically like an appointment setter at like trade shows or like little home shows.
Yeah.
And then when I got laid off during COVID, that was kind of when Shawn and Lacey reached out. So that's what I did. And then I was
right before summer camp of 2020. Is that what it was?
Yep.
Yep. And then Pat was running a country club nearby. That was the only other place I've ever worked. I was there for 16 years before I left to come work for Shawn and Lacey. So they begged me for 3 years, and I finally decided, okay, I'll give them a chance.
Wait, where did I say? I can't see because there's like a reaction there. Jen said she worked for some window company. Pella.
Oh yeah, I know them too. I've heard
See
of
them,
that.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, now we're all here. We all love each other. It's good.
It is so funny too because like they are kind of like different industries. Like Bobby's doing his own thing, podcasting. James at the airport with Delta. You're at the country club. I was like window like
different walks of earth. Yep. Yep.
Josh has always kind of been his own like self-starter. Different companies that he's kind of run.
And he's still doing his thing. He's still got his credit company. If you need to get your credit right, shout out Josh Matthews. He'll get you taken care of.
I feel like there is something about us though, like once again, we different industries, but we all fit together so well because we all basically have the same kind of winning team mentality. I feel like we all play well together.
Yeah, but again, to me, it
wa-
always
it was
goes to
meant
the
to be.
top. Like to me, like some of the best families I know. I've been really lucky to have a great family. My grandparents were incredible people. Like to me, it always starts at the top, and the way they can deliver and make people come together and believe in something and want to just kind of strive and succeed. Which is I think that's the hardest thing to do, right? Like if it's your business, obviously you're going to care about it, right?
Right.
But to get the other people to care and want to win as much about it as you do is one of the hardest things to do, if not
Over
the hardest thing, period.
over an extended period of time,
Correct.
because it's also
Correct.
easy to have someone like motivated for a month or 6 months, but maybe not long term. But I feel
Yeah.
like we've kind of embodied that, and that once again, that 100% is leadership. Anyway, we'll kill it there. Julie Bronze, congratulations. If you are coming to either the Resiliency Mastermind or definitely Sales Revenue Profit, and you want to pull us aside, ask us about our past selves or lessons learned just from being here, all of us literally are like, that's why we're there. Like, we're all happy to talk, and I don't even know what that says, but anyway, we want to get to know you guys, so hit us up.
Yeah. Thanks for sitting in. For those of you that sat through this whole thing and listened to us, you deserve a
That was a
Purple Heart or
lot.
something.
Yeah, everyone deserves $400,
Something.
honestly.
Something.
Cool. Calling it a night. Thank you, guys. We will see. Shawn and Lacey will be back next Wednesday, giving away $300 on
Yep.
Shawn and Lacey Live. Oh, sorry. People were asking this earlier. Marketing Matters in November is the 7th and 8th. So it's November 7th and 8th. Let me double check that really quick. Let me just student of my calendar.
There we go.
God, am I right? Because I always am. So it was.
That's a Lukey comment.
That's a Lukey.
There you go.
We've always kind of had it that first week of November, which in 2024 is a little funny because it's more over Halloween. It would have been the 30th, the 31st, and the 1st. So this year we're moving it to the 6th is VIP day, and then marketing is the 7th and 8th of November. And Shawn and Lacey said I wasn't super clear on this when I made my comment online. If you're a VIP member, our calendars went to print today. So we should be shipping. We still have to wait to get these out. Wait to get them into the office because we write you a little note and we hand ship them. So we should be shipping them out by hopefully the end of next week.
We should be good.
So that they're
Harding will get us right.
at your door well before Christmas. So if you're a VIP member, the calendar arrives at your house with no questions asked, 100% free. And if you're just a non VIP member and you want a calendar, they're not expensive. I think it's like $60.
Yeah.
And hit us up, send us your address, and we will ship one to you.
But we don't have a lot of extra. I mean, we usually only have we get about 25 extra maybe.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't have a lot. If you do want one, make sure you hit us up so we can get that out to you.
Sweet. See you guys next week.
Appreciate y'all.